Hey everyone, it is so great to see you kind of and be seen. Thank you so much for watching here. I'm as time goes on, I'm getting more and more fired up about EP Mixer Orlando. I hope you will be there. It's happening on Wednesday, September 25th from 6 to 10 p.m. at Dave and Buster's, obviously in Orlando, right there on iDrive. So please head over to epmixer.com, get yourself signed up. But first, before you do anything, I'm very pleased to have here today a first-time sponsor and a guy that I've gotten to know a little bit over the last couple about a year ish. Good dude. Like I said, first-time sponsor. I have with us Jayson Miller from J&D Security. Jayson, thanks for taking the time. Thanks for sponsoring. Appreciate you.
Hey, Greg, thanks a lot. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely our pleasure. I'm so glad we got to connect face to face in DC back in June, and obviously that had some level of influence on you for this event here. So I'm grateful for that. But let's hear about you. Let's hear about J&D Security. Talk to me, talk to us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about yourself, about the company.
Sure thing, Craig. Again, thank you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to talk a little bit about myself. I'm not always accustomed to that, but definitely for being able to talk about my company.
Yeah.
Started late fall in 2022, and then been slowly rolling forward with everything. But at J&D Security, we provide consulting services to help individuals and businesses meet their security needs. We provide technically, the biggest thing that we provide is TSCM, Technical Surveillance Countermeasures.
Okay.
Um,
Cool.
but many people call that bug sweeping, but TSCM is the official term.
Sure.
But we also provide various other security assessments, physical assessments, and employee training. We work with individuals, as I said, and businesses of all types to develop customized security needs to their unique situations. Now, I've worked in the government and military services for over 24 years in the criminal, physical, and security technical security business, half of which has been devoted to TSCM.
Okay.
Uh, in that time, I've supported various industries, various people and organizations, generals of all ranks, Army Chief of Staff, Secretaries of Defense, and all the way up to the Vice President of the United States,
Cool.
and business leaders, larger business leaders. I'll just leave it at that. We
Sure. Yeah.
can't
No.
really.
Yeah. It's all part of it.
But yes, in a nutshell, that is me and my business.
Awesome. Cool. Well, so clearly there's a lot, that you could be doing, right? I mean, we've met. This is the EP Mixer, obviously EP in the title. So, there's the protection piece of it, but more and more, all the technical digital cyber type stuff is coming up too. And the recording devices that you're fine, that you would be searching for, amongst other things, right? So it's not just that you're doing that, but you kind of get to put it all together
Right.
to offer what you offer. So with that being said, or that being known, like what's coming up for J&D in the next 6 to 12 months that you're excited about, that has you, that you're focusing on, anything like that?
Well, I am excited, honestly, especially with meeting you in Washington D.C. this year. a, a good plug for you right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Yeah,
also
good looking out.
others like Alan Ring
Yep.
with CSS Security, a good friend of mine. I knew him 20 plus years ago when I was a military policeman. Great dude. I'll shout out a plug, even though it's my video. Technically, I'll shout out a
Sure,
plug for
sure.
him. But I want to develop a greater understanding of marketing and also how to focus direction towards the executive protection uh, experts out in the field to develop a relationship with these individuals. But quite frankly and quite honestly, I'm excited about learning something new about myself. For
Okay.
24
Yeah.
years, being in the government industry, I've been very successful at being told how to do a process.
Yeah.
There's regulations, there's manuals of how to do things.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
But in that time, I've been able to hone my craft of getting out there and doing the business itself, but also how to work with people and to adapt and things like that. But I want to learn how to lead myself. So to me, that's the exciting part over the next 6, 12 months.
Well, and good on you for that because it's not, that's insightful, right? And maybe people, other people understand it or they think about it, but don't put it out quite like that, right? It's like that's a big part of when you're starting a business. Like, hey, can I do this? And I'm gonna say, most of you feds that I've dealt with, they are, like type A, yeah, like yeah, I can, of course I can, right? But there's a whole other set of skills that come with it. It's like, yeah, you can do the job all day long. You can do it in your sleep. Like you said, you honed your craft. You're good at what you do. You know, now add the business element to it, right? Or
Oh yeah.
the marketing piece, which is all part of it, the marketing piece and networking and I know how to put together an SOP for, the government agency, but but how do I do it for how do I do it for me? Which you signed up for All Protectors Network. So in there's there is a book. So it's like now, even if that's not the one that you use, you have a template to go from. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna add that. So good on you for for looking at that, going within to understand like, hey, how do I do this? Like what do I have to be better at to be better at what I want to do, for my business sake. So now we could probably wax poetic on that all the rest of this interview, but let's move on and I'll try to talk less. But
No,
what
no
motivated
worries.
your company to sponsor the networking event and how does it align? And again, you kind of answered it here a little bit, but how does it align with your business goals?
Well, the selfish answer is to make money, of course.
That's
Uh,
fine and good for you.
to get my name out there, to get not only my name of J&D, my name of Jayson Miller, but to get others to know who I am. The end game is, of course, to build my business, make the money, be successful, of course. Not only be successful financially, but to be successful with my family. That's the number one thing to be successful for me.
Mhm.
To be able to spend that time uh, arranging my own schedule to meet the family's needs, not necessarily the business needs, if that makes sense to everyone. But I
Sure.
also want my business to be seen to help others. There's many executive protection people out there and businesses that don't have TSCM capabilities. And if they do, those that may be starting out in TSCM, they may not comprehend exactly the core concepts, the key principles, or how to take that piece of equipment they just purchased from industry leaders in creating the devices we use, how to take those and actually understand why they're using them and how they're using them.
Sure.
If I can get out there and train some of these people, um, I know there's training classes out there by some of these large industry leaders, of course. But I can travel and train these people. I love training. I love being able to take a piece of equipment and teach them the how it's done. But when they see the why it's done and they see successes, then they I love seeing that light bulb moment in people's eyes,
Sure.
Well, great, I get it now. So I,
Yeah.
I want to be able to have J&D Security help itself, but also help others in the process. One of my mantras in the military was improve the foxhole. You sit down or you stand down in a foxhole and in the times where there's no action, you improve the logs in front of you or the sandbags in front of you. You improve the overhead cover. You improve things to make it better for the next guy. So not only am I trying to make J&D better, but I also want to make others better at the same time.
Well, and that's all, I love hearing that, right? And that was a big you know that aligns with EP Mixer, specifically, and I think we've probably talked about that, at least once or is that, it's like, what can we do? Like if we're in a room like that, right? What can we do for each other? What can we do for ourselves? And I think that you're hitting a nail on the head with, yeah, you have to serve yourself, right? You're in business, you got to make money. Like that's what makes everything else tick. Um, but how can I do that, right? And what and the why, like everything else, and you have to know why you're doing something. And you mentioned right at the beginning of the, kind of that answer of I want to get myself out there, right? I want to get J&D out there. I want to get my name out there. Like, I want to get Jayson Miller out there. I was just listening to, I want to say it might have been Alex Hormozy, influencer guy, has acquisition.com, does a lot of training and things like that, but talks about marketing. He's a marketing guy, but he owns a business with his wife and they do a great job. So not unsimilar to you, right? Um, and he talks about, if you want to have a business brand, you have to have a personal brand. So I was thinking about that. I'm like, oh, you know what? That absolutely makes sense. And you can look at the leaders in our industry and kind of point to him or her and say, and it's like, oh, that person is, they're the CEO or they're the founder of this. Like, oh, okay, like now I understand it. So what you're doing, I think that you're going about it the right way with, like with what you want to do, like, and you understand why you're doing it. So that's fantastic. And now for my next question, I can't. It's the worst. But were there any? So I think you kind of hit this right. In your last answer. But if there's anything you want to tack on, was there any key messages or brand values that you wanted to communicate through the sponsorship? Maybe outside of what am I doing for the next person or something like that? Was there anything else you wanted to add to that?
Maybe to summarize everything that I said,
Mhm.
and again, I want to say thank you for this opportunity to
Sure.
get my key message out there.
Hmm.
Is I have a lot to provide to the EP mission. I've had countless years of training on different devices, various aspects of security, technical security. I've done this job for 12 plus years, 24 years of service to the country. But I want to take all of that and apply it to caring for others. I care about missing success, of course, but I care about taking care of others as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That I mean, I think that's great. I think it's a great summary. That's the overarching theme and of what I heard anyway. So yeah, so that lines up pretty perfectly. So with that, so that's a value that you're bringing, right? How can like I'm caring about that. Gary Vee talks about that. Like the best marketing strategy, care. Care about your clients, care about your colleagues, care about people that work for you, care about your family. Like all that goes into it. Like he's a big preacher on that. Like you can still be successful and you can be successful and still be kind, right? And kind isn't necessarily caring, but it's in that vein, I think. So anyway, so that's a value that that's I think a value that you hope to bring. What is the outcome? Is there a specific outcome you're looking for um, from this, from sponsoring this event?
Well, I hope that me acting as a sponsor or being a sponsor can lead others that may be on the fence of starting their own business, that may be wondering if they are valuable themselves, in support of others or in support of their own selves. That if they're on the fence, they can make the decision of taking that leap. It's not always easy, especially when it comes to me. 20 years in the army, being told where to go, where to live, what to eat, what to wear. It was easy.
Yeah.
Aside from deployments, things like that, being away from family, living in the military is easy. You just do what you're told, be where you're told to be, and wear what you're supposed to wear.
Yeah.
But stepping out from those boots into the shoes of a business person is difficult sometimes of making that decision. But I hope that being a sponsor and attending this mixer is able to help others cross that hurdle, jump over that ditch that may be holding them back. Also, of course, is to increase my network, not only just for selfish gain, but to again help others that may be in need of, of professional TSCM service, but also a guiding, disciplined hand on helping them understand their processes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's just funny. It's just that you've woven, I'm sorry, that message the whole way through every answer. It's always what can I give? Because you like with the experience that you have, like yeah, like, there's and being new to not to the I guess to the business of it. You're not new to the operations of it. The business part, yeah, that'll come and you'll get that. And the more that you listen to people that know, and that's a big thing too, is like you listen to get yourself educated, start listening to the people that are out there that are the big names that are doing business that have nothing to do with security, right? Or protection or TSCM or anything like that. Listen to like a Hormozy, a Gary V, Tom Bilyeu, Ed Milet, all those guys. Like they talk about, Marie Forleo for the ladies, or like I listen to Marie Forleo all the time, super sharp, right? There's Rachel Hollis. Like there's people, there's men and women out there that can give great advice, and hearing it from the perspective of how they treat their business, it will get you thinking on, oh, how would I apply that to mine? If not exactly the same, like how does that work for me? So good on you, wanting to serve others, wanting to and in the sense of how can I literally serve them? What can I sell to them? But also how can I just help and care and all that, all those things. So do you have any specific networking success stories that you're able to share, or one in particular that stands out?
Well, since the EP Mixer in Washington, D.C. earlier this year,
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to begin and make significant steps toward a collaboration with another one of the attendees there.
Oh, awesome.
This individual is working on like a training facility of sorts, and I talked to this person about my desire to train people in TSCM and perhaps setting up a facility to do so. And this person was excited about that, and we've discussed that back and forth. So hopefully, in mid to long term, as this person is progressing in their ideas and facilities, then I can join them in creating a place that where I can help EP professionals develop their and hone their skills. But I've also been able to forge closer relationships with others that were there as well.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that's great. I obviously I love to hear that, right? And that's a little bit of a testament, a little bit of a testimonial, a little bit of a referral. Like, hey, listen, this stuff works. You get out there and you show up. There and everybody's at the same mindset, right? Of the industry. Some people are looking for work. Some people are looking for partners. Or maybe you're not, but holy cow, there's something showed up, right? And there you go. So, um, anyway, I think I know you got things to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna I think we can cut it here. I think we're good to go. Jayson Miller from J&D, J&D Security. I can't thank you enough for being a sponsor. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate your time today.
Oh no, thank you very much, Craig. One of the things that soldiers and others think to themselves is like they don't care how much you know as a leader. They want to know that you care. And Craig, you've shown me how much you care by doing these things for business owners like me. You've helped me a lot just to step out of that comfort zone I'm in or was in, and putting forth that first step and other steps towards successful business ownership. And I appreciate that, and I thank you.
Well, I appreciate your kind words. That's very nice of you. Thank you for that. So, but we'll see you down there in Orlando here in about a month, and I'm happy that you're going to be there. So, again, thank you for your time, man. Everybody, if you haven't registered, epmixer.com, head over there, get signed up. Wednesday, September 25th in Orlando at Dave and Buster's, 6 to 10 p.m. Please do it. Until then, that's all I got. Hope you have a great one, and I'll talk to you real soon.